considerate our short workshop, leadership and their mental health. So what I'll be doing, we'll be looking at the topic in the context or based on our roles as leaders in the EMP ministry. Right? So who are leaders? Leaders are persons who guide. The next slide. Yeah. So those are the guiders, if there's such a word, right? Leaders are those who inspire, the inspirers. Leaders are those who influence others to share God's love. They influence others also to be their best selves and to develop Christ-like character. Also keep in mind, as leaders holding that position of influence in our various ministry, in our churches and in our communities, persons are always seeking our help whenever there's a crisis, whenever they're in distress, whenever they're sad, whenever they're grieving, or whenever they're frustrated. And as leaders, we know that we always have maybe a part-timer or a director or a family who's in some distress or grieving or whatever the crisis they're in. They tend to seek out the pastors, or they tend to seek out the Pathfinder directors or the Master Guide directors or adventurers directors for there's somebody to listen to, somebody to talk to, somebody to share their concerns, or somebody to help them through their difficult times. So with all these roles and responsibilities, I hope you will all agree with me that our brain is constantly in work mode and sometimes in overwork mode. Yes?
Yes.
So, next slide. What is mental health? And how do we define mental health? Well, I'm not a medical doctor, so what I did, I consulted Google. So according to Google, mental health is a state of well-being, emotionally, psychologically, and socially. This means mental health affects the way we think, right?
Yes.
Mental health affects the way we feel and how we act. Mental health also involves our ability to cope with stress, how we relate to others, and the choices we make. Google also defines mental health as a state. I think I had too much to eat. Google definition also states that our mental health is not only the absence of illness, but a state of well-being that quite possibly can fluctuate and can be influenced by the experiences and biology. Google also added that social well-being builds and maintains good, healthy, and strong relationships. Next slide. Okay, it is said that the mental health of our leaders is related to or intertwined with their roles and their leadership styles. Okay, so since this is a Master Guide leadership convention, let's look at our roles and how our roles and leadership style impact our mental health. First thing, I think as leaders, we are the backbone of the AMP ministry. Agreed?
Agree.
And as leaders, we are the persons that set the pace, providing direction or guidance for programs, ensuring effective communications, making informed and wise decisions, motivating the team, motivating and influencing potential leaders and deploying them for service, ensuring that ensuring that leadership skills and training are in alignment with our mission and values and with the teaching of our Seventh-day Adventist Church. Agreed?
Agree.
All right, next slide. So let's briefly look
Agree
at
with that thing.
our leadership styles. Keeping in mind that we serve a very diverse population. So we look at transformational leader. These are the leaders that like to inspire and motivate others to reach their full potential and encourage changes for best outcome. They're the leaders that with the help of other persons, they help people to figure out what their gifts and their talents are and help them to find use and give for their talents. So if you're in your ministries, you have a Pathfinder, MGT, Adventurer, and you realize that they can probably sing. The transformational leaders are the ones that help them to discover that skill, help them to discover that talent, and encourage them and push them to use that talent to win souls for Christ. Next slide. Oh, servant leader. Okay, so next leadership role we look at is servant leaders. Servant leaders, they serve in disaster and crisis situations. They teach, they do mission and evangelism, they prioritize the need of others, and they organize clubs. So these are the leaders that like to get out of the four corners of the church and take care of the community. So you'll find them go out in the mission. I feel like I'm talking about myself. I like to go on mission. So you'll find servant leaders that go out in mission, they do evangelism, and they get out in the community, connect with people, and reach out to them, encourage them to come into the church, be a part of and be a community. So these are the servant leaders. Situational leaders. Okay, so we have our situational leaders that are flexible and are adaptable to the norm of the group they serve. So these are the leaders that tend to be the ones that make the proper judgment call. So if you have a situation and you have to make a decision on what's best for the group, what's best for the club, what's best for the church, they will be the best person to call in to make that judgment call. So they tend to adjust their lifestyle in serving in order to get the task done. They know there is no single best way to lead, but it's best to figure out the needs and address them. Right? Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
So next. Okay, so then you have the authentic leaders, and they're genuine, they're transparent, they're very self-aware, they build trust through honesty and has integrity. Authentic leaders show vulnerability and they're very transparent. So nothing hidden. This is what it is, this is what it is. They help to build trust and commitment with their team, which in turn enhance better performance. So when you can see things, when you know what's happening, when you know what's out there, then it's easier to perform because then you know what's coming, you know what to do, you know what's happening, right? So then you can make your adjustment and then you know best how to perform. So we have one more, the adaptive leader. Adaptive leaders thrive in challenging situations. They're very resilient and they embrace changes. These leaders you'll find holding up the fort. So when everything is tumbling down, everybody is in chaos, they're the ones that hold up the fort. They're the ones that ensure that things are still going. You have a job to do, you have a duty to perform. Even when there's chaos, they will be like, okay, well, there's chaos, but we got things to do, so we got to do what we got to do, right? So instead of relying on a fixed way of doing things, they will find alternate ways to solve situations. Yes.
Yes.
So, what is your leadership style? Did anybody figure out their leadership style?
Leadership style.
Or do you have overlap? I think some of us will have overlap. There are different leadership style and you have overlap.
Saan ba ako?
Okay, so you have a nice little cinematic there. Okay, so it's called a tree block. Everybody has one.
Yes.
You got some extra here.
So number one, magbubuo pa siya. Wala siya. Hindi ka alam sa inyo. Basta ka mag-ambak-ambak.
Okay, so this is a tree. This is called a tree block. Block, B-L-O-B. T-R-E-E, B-L-O-B. How are you feeling in your current leadership role? So let's look at this tree block. The tree block is a
Number
visual
19.
tool
Tinulak niya sa 14.
used to express
Tunto
emotion
ka.
in a non-verbal way
Number
through the
13.
use of human figures known as
Alam
blocks.
ko sa inyo, no?
And if you see, the blocks are genderless, they're ageless, and they're colorless. Right? So the blocks, the tree block was developed by a psychologist, Pete Wilson, and this was to help people express and become aware of their feelings and also to help them find balance in their life and maximize on their potential. The tree block can represent the setting of the AMP ministry. It can represent the church. It can represent your workplace. It can represent your school. It can represent your family or your friend group or your team. Right? So here's what I need you to do. Feel free to identify on the block, which block, on the tree block, which block express your emotion in your current role. So just look at it. They have different shapes, they have different postures, they have different body language.
20.
So if you look at it, can you identify which block represents your feeling in your
Nasa
ministry?
20 ka eh.
Ay, asa man ang feeling ni mo, anak?
Ikaw, alam ko saan ka.
Feel ko daw mag-edit.
17, 18, and 16.
17, 18, and 16. Okay. And you want to share what the emotion is, like, or no?
I like
What you interpreted?
I like to bring more people to Jesus.
Yeah.
Nice.
To see hope.
Ako, number 19.
Okay, good,
Awat
good.
tapos
Anybody else?
Number 10, 20.
Or feel free to add another, yeah.
Amo na nga ako yung analysis.
Number 2.
Hindi, siya na.
Ako. Dili ko may
You
ma-identify
like
sa
to
sarili,
support
ba?
others.
Hindi, kasi ang tao, yung mirror mo eh.
They like to
Yeah.
develop.
So,
Okay.
the other people should
Anybody
mirror.
else?
Here's 20.
Okay, so moving along. Okay, think about your current ministry role. Are you confident? Are you happy? And these are just some words. You can add whatever other words if they're not listed or whatever way you interpret the blog. So in your current role, are you confident? Are you happy? Are you sociable?
21, no?
Oh, sorry, that's the next.
21.
Are you confident? Are you happy? Are you feeling unsociable? Are you suspicious? distrustful, narcissistic, envious, giving up quickly? Are you communicating?
narcissistic na yun.
Support friends. Do you
Smile pa siya,
support
pero
friends
yung
or do you feel supported by your friends?
Pero
Are you
alam ko
creative? Do
20.
you love life? Are you grateful? Do you feel loved? Do you feel protected? Are you in despair? Are you optimistic? Detached? Appreciated? Or are you dreaming?
Doing it because you're tired.
So there's a lot of expressions. So that for you guys to hang on to. You can do a
Merong
little bit
nito,
more research on there. You can go with your team when you have your
dapat dito sa
group
likod.
meetings, when you have your directors meeting, whatever group meetings you have, then you can also use those and just to help people to express their emotions and how they feel, identify how they feel, and all of that. So
So, nalaglag pala detach.
okay,
Dito sa 19 mo.
Na-detach yun.
okay, so leaders and their mental health.
Nako.
Leaders' mental health is important because
Marami na ito siya.
leaders' mental health influence of the team, influence morale of the team, influence the culture of the group and team, influence their environment and their setting. Next slide. So now that we understand our position and the influences our role and responsibilities as leaders, now that we understand the mental impact that comes with these roles, how can we take care of our mental health with the intent to optimize on our willingness to serve? So here are things that we can do. We can prioritize our own mental health. Ensure that you're in a good mental space, at least even before you go into your Pathfinder meetings or your Master Guide meetings. I had a previous director that used to tell us before we start a Pathfinder meeting, we should pray, have our own personal prayer. We can also have our own, have a prayer with the team, with the teachers, before you actually go and present yourself to your Pathfinders or your adventurers or your MPTs. Recognize signs of burnout. So we have to know when we're tired. We need to allocate. So not to run the clubs all by ourselves. Allocate tasks. Get help from other ministries. Get them to come in to teach honors or whatever. Don't do everything on your own. Recognize the signs of burnout. If your brain is getting foggy, you can't think anymore, you feel distressed, or you feel just lethargic, you're not thinking, you're not motivated, you're lacking energy. Those could be signs of burnt out. So be able to recognize the sign of burnt out so you can address the situation. Remember, we are called to serve, and we cannot serve being burnt out and tired, right? Seek help and support. Connect with somebody, your pastor, even your fellow leaders, or elders in the church, or professional help if you need to get professional help. Whatever it is, seek help and support. Engage in habits that encourage emotional regulation and resilience, right? Healthy habits, go out for a walk, talking kindly of others, don't involve yourself in gossip, that bring tension. So encouraging habits and engaging habits that encourage emotional regulation. Nourish the mind and body. Keep it sharp through active learning. So we have lots of Master Guide seminars happening all the time. Even online, there are master guide seminars. So keep your mind sharp, keep your mind active, even if it's as simple as a crossword puzzle. Keep your mind active, keep your mind sharp. Build and maintain human connections. Don't be off by yourself in a corner. Socialize, get together, socialize. Visit other churches if you have to. See who's out there, connect with other people. Um, you may be surprised to know what you learn from going to another church. Sister Wendy's church, if you don't speak Spanish, I'm pretty sure you will learn a word or few once you go there. Right? It helps communication and getting to about another culture, so we can all communicate and we can all go out together and minister to others. Create balance in church life, family life, work life, and social life. So don't be at church all the time. Remember, you have families also, and that's why it's important to allocate tasks. Don't take on everything where you have to be at church all the time, where you have to be at club all the time, and you're doing everything. So create balance in church life, in your family life, in your work life, and your social life. Take time to go out, have some fun, go do some bowling, go to the beach if, or go on vacation and go to the beach. Just have a social life. Start each day with prayer. And as I said, a former director told us, pray before you go into your classes. And in the same sense, when you wake up in the morning, scroll on the phone before we turn on the phone, before we check our watch, before we turn on the TV, before we listen to, okay, what's the weather like today? We start our day with prayer. Take time to decompress. Just take time out and relax. Even if you take 10 minutes to do absolutely nothing, that's what it is. Just empty your mind and just think about nothing, or sit by the window, look out at the snow, or look at the tree, or whatever it is. But just take some time to just relax. If you're stressed, go for a walk, right? Connect and build meaningful relationships. Same thing, we are here, we're connected, and I'm pretty sure we're building good relationships. We had one activity this morning where we had to get into group and get to know the other person's church, something about them, who is a hero or somebody they admire. Connect and build meaningful relationships. Find healthy methods to handle stress. Have empathy for yourself and others. If somebody's coming to you and they're grieving and whatever it is, have some empathy. Don't ask people about their business just for the knowing. If you're gonna ask, be in that space to offer some, comfort. Not just to ask to say, okay, well, yeah, they're in distress and okay, it's just another person. But be in that space where you can offer some comfort. If you can't offer comfort, just a listening ears. Be consistent with your self-care. Go to the spa sometime. Do up your hair, do your nails, and get some massage, whatever it is. But take the time out to for self-care. Be a part of a community. So maybe the community you live in, they have community centers, they have other activities that you can take part in the community. Be a part of that community. Even if you're just walking down your neighbor and getting to know your neighbors, stop by, say hi, hello, if you see them in the garden or by the fence or whatever it is, wave, hi, hello, go over, say, introduce yourself, and if you have your neighbor that needs to have their driveway shoveled, just make a connection. So get to know your neighbor. You might be surprised. Maybe you're doing an in-gathering or you're collecting community food or whatever, and they'll be the one to give you a lot of canned goods that you can donate. So get to know your neighbor and be a part of your community. Even as simple as your fire station. There are some clubs that at times they just do random acts of kindness. They will take a meal into the fire station, whether it's some donuts or whatever it is. Show that appreciation. Again, we're back on appreciation. Your police station, your fire station, get to know them. They're the ones that serve you. So
Ulitin
get
ka
to know
nila.
them and let them
Sabihin nila.
know you appreciate them. And in that sense, you can be a part of that community also. Sometimes they have clothing drive or whatever it is, and you're part of that communication. Practice gratitude. Be thankful for life. So you wake up in the morning, give thanks. Sometimes we have the campaigns and we're stressed on the bills to be paid or whatever it is, but at least we have life, and we have to give thanks for that. So once we have life, and once there's a will, there's a way. So we have to get up and give thanks. Don't be fixated on all the stress of life and everything else, but give thanks for what we have, because once we have life, we can move forward. Create a sense of meaning and purpose in life. Um, Life is not just for living. We all have a purpose, and God created us all for a purpose: to serve, to win souls for Him, to reach people, to connect with people. So have a sense of purpose in life. You get up in the morning and make a plan on, okay, this is what my day is going to look like. This is what I'm going to do. Saturday is going to be busy day. Make a plan on what we're going to do. But have a sense of purpose. Make life meaningful. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, almost there. Next slide. Okay, so what can AMP ministry do to support mental health? One, conduct mental health seminars and workshops. I think they do occasionally, but maybe just increase it more, because I think a lot of this time you find people that are more stressed than any other time of year. When it comes October, Thanksgiving, and at this time, you'll have a lot of people that are stressed, so conducting a bit more mental health seminars and workshops would definitely work. Encourage open communication and create open space for conversation, concerns, and questions. So in your groups, just be in a space where people are comfortable coming to you and talking to you about problems and issues and whatever. Make it a space where they're not judged or they don't feel judged. They just feel comfortable talking to you about whatever issues they are. Offer help if you can. If not, find resources where you can direct them to help them with whatever needs and whatever issues they have. But please do not judge people. Have that space where they can come and speak freely and openly about whatever they have. And you find sometimes people will talk to you and you don't have to say anything and they solve their problem. Just by talking to somebody and just having that listening ear, they will solve their problems also. Another thing, affirm each other. Sister so and so, you're looking nice today. Brother so and so, that's a nice guy. Affirm each other. You did a good job on your presentation. You did a good job with singing. Affirm each other, right? Encourage team building. Reduce burnout by allocating more roles. I think we had mentioned that before. Reduce burnout by allocating more roles to more people instead of more roles to less people. So I think sometimes this happens in the churches. You have one person, they're in the Pathfinder ministry, they're in health ministry, they're in seniors ministry, they're in everything. They're in all ministries. So when it's time for them to come to convention, they can't because they have something else to do in another ministry or somewhere else or whatever the case is. Sometimes too, if a person is willing or if they have that talent to do certain things, people tend to call on them all the time to do this, to do that, to do this, and to do that all the time. So that will lead to burnout also. So those are just things that we need to keep in time, keep in mind, just allocating more people to more roles instead of less people to more roles. Does that make sense? Provide resources and easy access to resources. So if you know of resources, say you work in, say, you're a social worker, and you have resources that you can share with your partner directors or your AP directors, by all means, bring them in, share them. If the church has, if our conference has resources, in-house, by all means also, those are things that they need to share with us so we have easy access and we know how to direct persons, if we do need to. Get in there. Next slide. Okay, so what does the Bible say about mental health? And I always tell my pathfinders or directors or leaders that the Bible basically has everything you need to know how to live. Like every single thing. Finances, mental health, you name it, it's there. Like that's a complete book of how you need to be and how you can live. So Philippians 4:6-7 encourage prayer to overcome anxiety and in turn get God's peace. 2 Timothy 1:7, God did not give us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and discipline. Psalms 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Matthew 11:28 encourages rest for the weary. Psalms 23:3, he restores my soul. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So everything you need to know is right there in the Bible. And in closing, here's a reminder for us. Even though a decline in mental health is a part of the sinful world, God provides strength, a renewed mind, and peace through it. Amen. And that is it. And the block sheets are for you to keep and use.
Thank you.
Our mental health is very important. Is it not? Hello, everybody. Are you still here?
Yes.
Our mental health is very important. You know, I'm from the Caribbean. I don't know how many people are here from the Philippines or the Caribbean or Trinidad and Tobago. All the people in the house say, yeah. Right? But at home, back in my country, we don't talk too much about mental health. It's like something that we take and put underneath the carpet. Even in church, you hardly hear anything about mental health. So I hope that this is something that we will, pay attention to and will help us. Thank you so much, DC, Jasmine, and I hope that we will continue to spread the word about mental health. We're moving into our next presentation, and MG Irene will come to tell you who is the next presenter. And I think it's going to be interesting.
Now I'm trying to think of one name. I can't really remember what it is. I know she's part of the exec council. She's kind of cute. A little bit dangerous, they say people aren't little people. MG, Heather Orr Mullings. Heather was born in Jamaica and grew up in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. She has been an active pathfinder and was invested as a Master Guide at the age of 16. Over the years, she has been very active in the Master Guide ministry and serves in several areas as director and Deputy Director of the Pathfinder Club, including Director of the Agilos Pathfinder Club at the Northwest Brampton SDA Church. Heather also wrote the Master Guide theme song for the 2022 Ontario Master Guide Jamboree, which is where I met her. She currently serves as Secretary of the Ontario Conference Master Guide Council. As a Master Guide, Heather believes in always being ready to serve. She continues to use her skills by volunteering at Pathfinder, Master Guide, and other youth initiatives. Get ready for a very action-packed portion of the day with Heather.
Alright, so thank you very much. This presentation this evening is going to be rather interactive, extremely interactive. Do not be asleep. Take out your phones and ask your phone, what am I saying? Yeah. Alright, so to start today, we're going to be talking about creativity. Oh, can I go further? We're going to be talking about creativity and resource development. You know, Pastor Martin, you look dashing. All right, so please pass these around for me. Don't do anything, just pass around. Everybody should get one. Everybody should get one of this and crayons. You can give them some crayons.
Oops, sorry.
All right, so while we're giving those things out, ensure that everybody gets crayons because we are going to become like children. The Bible says, unless we become like children, we cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. So I know God might have a little place for me because I already down here looking like a child. I just need to put the baby ready. All right. So we are giving all these things. Please take one. This is supposed to be a light moment when you have time. You don't have to do it now. Silencio, por favor. Muchas gracias. All right, so we're going to start the presentation and we're going to go for a very short time because in a few minutes we're all going to get up and we're going to go up here and we're going to be doing something very special. Okay? All right. Pasar. Okay, nice. All right. So, easy. Can you play that? Can you play that song? Can the song play? If the song can't play, we'll move right along. Okay, guys, let's grab our seats. We're ready to go. Oh, no, not yet. But it's okay. No, that's okay.
Why don't have the other one?
Which one? That one? We probably don't have any more. Oh, they're giving it out. All right. Are we ready? All right. So let's give a hand of applause. Everybody, let's give a hand of applause. Let's give a hand of applause. All right, nice. Moving right along. Next slide, please. All right, so what is our goal today? If you keep talking, I won't be able to hear because I am I have a sound problem. I don't know what is wrong with me. Even when I teach classes, because I teach in university or college, and the students start to talk, I get very confused. Must be something to do with age. All right, so our identify, let's look at this. What are we looking for? Let's read together. To help identify, understand, develop, and organize resources for the master guide. All right, nice. Next slide. So, basic rules in this room is, this is an active participative discussion, right? What I said, active. Do you understand the word active? Let somebody show me something, some action. Woo! Yeah, active. All right. So, we're going to be ready to do what? Participate. Let's go to the green part. The Bible and nature are the two best books to learn and teach from. Always. Yeah, the Word of God is sure, right? And there's lots of creativity in the Word of God. We recognize, let's do the blue part. We recognize that people have different what? Learning styles, right? Therefore, we must do what? Teach accordingly, right? I'm a person like this, I like to hear music. As long as they play music, I'm ready. Okay? And as long as they give me something to do creative, I'm there. But if you're talking for too long, I'm totally gone. Right? Let's do that purple part. Let's read together. We begin with creativity in Jesus and end with the resources He has given us. Awesome. Next slide, please. So why are we really here? What does the Master Guide law says? What does it say? What does the Master Guide law say? It's not the board.
It's there.
Conduct in what? Word, conduct, love, spirit, faith, and purity. So we are here so we can use the information we're getting so we can help to do the mission. So what does it say? To be a servant of God. And we also want information so we can train aright and we can train well. And we want to expose you and myself to ideas and concepts to build our confidence. And Proverbs 14 verse 26 says, in the fear of the Lord is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge. Next slide, please. So when we're talking about resources, what are some resources? Anybody, apart from what you're seeing on the screen, what we're talking about, I'm going to come back to you. When we're looking at resources, we're looking at the people. Where can we get it? Who has it? How can we get it from them? Right? So we're looking at what? The staff, support staff. We're looking at church, family, and all these individuals. We're also looking at financial, because probably you're going on an event and you need money and your church doesn't have the amount of money that you need, so you may have to get some additional funding. Talking about space, we're in this space. Where are we going to do it? Right? How much time, how much space do we need to get this activity done? What are the supplies, the equipment, and finally, do we need anybody through the admin group to help us? Right? So as the Master Guide Council, we do have a little admin that helps us. You have a secretary, you have a treasurer, you have these different people that help this thing to get done. So this is where you can find your resources. Next slide, please. Now, again, it says in 1 Peter 4 verse 10 that we are to be what? Good stewards. Right? Let's read it together. As every man has received a gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. So when God gives you something and you know you're good at it, then you take it and you use it well in the council, in your clubs, with your partners and your adventurers to grow them. Right? And then we have emergencies. I didn't see that coming. Right? You didn't know something was gonna happen and then you had to jump in and you had to be running and getting something done. Right? Next slide, please. So what other resources can you think of? Where else can we get some resources? Anybody? Internet. Nice. I thought you said international at first. But yes, internet. And the media? Yes. Anybody else? Yes? Talk to other clubs. Even have club meetings with some other clubs. You never know what you're going to find. The other day when I went to the Oracle Church, the young lady who was doing the children's story, she came with an empty box. I was like, what you going to do with an empty box? When she was done, the box was full. Right? Next slide, please. We're moving fast. So we organize our resources. And when you get your resources, always have a resource folder. Always have a resource what? Folder. And in it, you want to have written things that you write on paper. You want to have action things that you're going to implement. You want to have multi-use, how you split things between different spaces. You also want to do things, take things and reuse them. Sometimes I go to these events and I see that the Master Guides working with things, they take them and they reuse them. Right? Somebody else has used it, you can use it as well. Right? And we can decide what to do with the leftovers. It's like the food in the kitchen just now, right? There were leftovers, so we call everybody to come and get the extras. right? All right, next slide, please. So we gather information from places that we go to and from the people that are in these spaces. Next, please. So when we look at creativity, if you were looking at the word creativity, what would come to mind?
Creating something.
Creating something. Like, who is the greatest creator? God. Because in the beginning, what did he do? God created, right? So if it says we have originality, we have value, the imagination. My imagination is very, so sometimes I have to calm my imagination down, right? Because I want to get things done all pretty and nice, right? We do problem solving, and one of the things too is all about our expression, right? Next slide, please. As I said before, God is the greatest source of creativity. He created the heavens and the earth. And sometimes have you ever seen those flowers and you wonder, how did God get those colors so perfect? Because no matter how you mix colors, you can never get it that perfect. Right? So I always tell myself that he is the greatest artist that ever was found. And we're not going to go through all of this. So the next slide, please. So what other ways can you gather ideas? What other ways can you gather ideas? What other ways? You're saying something?
I read it.
What other ways can you gather ideas? What about even at school, when you go to school, if you're in a course? Can you not take the information from there and bring? What else? We're saying something.
Brainstorming.
You're brainstorming, it's right there, right? Brainstorming and asking all these questions. Next slide, please. Next slide. All right, so this is just a list of places that you can get resources as well. The Spirit of Prophecy is a resource. A lot of people don't know that. Don't teach your children in Pathfinder about the Spirit of Prophecy, or the Master Guide program. You need to be reading the books, right? You need to be reading the Acts of the Apostles and Desire of Ages and all these different books. And they do have these books in children's version in some cases, so you can check that out. The Bible, the commentaries, nature, as we talked about before, technology, over there, Miss TNT, when she spoke about the internet, arts and craft. Next slide, please. We're moving fast. Prayer. Did you see that? What is that? Prayer. Prayer, whichever one you use, right? Prayer. That prayer is a what? A resource. Prayer is a resource because when everything else fails, try prayer, right? And the conference personnel, the community groups, publications, magazines, books, all these different things, they can help. And nowadays they have a new thing called gamification. Gamification is a new thing that is taking over classrooms, where we utilize Kahoot and all these different games to teach people, right? And of course, there is now a new, I don't know if it's new, but there is a social media honor to help us to kind of delve deeper into that. Next slide, please. I think I might be ahead of myself. No, I'm not. So, creativity is God's gift to us. What is it? God's what? Gift. When you give a gift, do you take it back? No. My mom always says if you give somebody something and go back for it back, God will follow you. Right? Meaning that if you are, if you go and do that, it's not going to be good for you. So we use our creativity, and when we do it, it is our gift back to God. So God is giving us creativity, and we are giving back our gift to God. Right? DC, can you play that video for me, please? I found this video and I thought, whoa, this video doesn't say much, but just by itself, it brings out the creativity of whomever in the AMP ministry did this video. Could you please play this video for me? You go back. No, back. All the way, it goes on the last slide. On the last slide just now. Go back before this one. There, that one. Did it not come up as a video?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's
Yes. So Please pay attention to this video. I thought to myself, this video doesn't say much, but just pay attention. So while he's doing that, we're going to be finishing a bit, and we're going to be working together to finish. We're not going to be sitting in our seats. We're going to go into groups of 3 or 4. We're going to have some stations set up. You're going to go to those creativity stations, and when you're there, I'm going to come and give you some instructions, because I would love to see what you would do if you had these things, right? Here we go. When I watched it, I said, wow, right? If you notice, there were no words, well, just a few at the end. But what did you learn from this video?
Catches your attention because of the music.
The video catches attention because of the music and also the colors and the combinations of those sparkling things, that moving things that comes out.
Yeah, so it caught the person who is kinesthetic, the person who is sensory. It caught everybody's attention, right? So we want to be able, last slide for me please, DC. So we want to be able to use our creativity and don't only stand up in front of people and teach them. That is just the boring way. I never do that fully. Like, I always try to mix a number of things together in my classroom, because I know that my students are younger and their brains are probably like my brain that is not old, my brain is too young. So I'm just thinking how they are feeling, and I put myself in their shoe, and I try to ensure that I do that. So we are going to look at our last slide that says, we're going to go to our creativity station. Jesus used imaginative language. He spoke about the parables, right? And lots of people were saying, what is he talking about? Can a man go back into his mother's womb? What is he talking about, right? So he used creative language to teach profound spiritual truths, making complex ideas accessible. And that's what we want to do for our young people and for our master guides in training. So everybody please stand, and I'm going to invite three here. Your station is over here, table 5. You will be going to table 5. How much time do I have, Irene? MG? I have 20 minutes, 24 minutes. Okay, 3. Next 3. Come quick. Your table is table 8. Next 3, please. Table 3. Everybody get up for me, please. We're all going this way. Come. Everybody up. We're going this way. There is a table 7 over here. We need 3 people over on table 7.
Table 6.
We need 3 people. This is table 7. The piano and the guitar. Okay. We need somebody on table 1. Table 1 is the plants and these things in the basket there. We need some people on table 2. We need some people over table 1 where the art is over there. So grab your groups. Come on, guys. We have to move. We have another presentation to do. Over there. Way over the corner. Hey, over the corner. The toilet is supposed to be in the same space. Come on, guys. Let's go. All right. So all the things. You know, this is not a table, you know. This is not a table. This is not a table. Find yourself another table. Sorry, that one is not a table. All right. So there's table 3. Table 3 has some books. Table 2, thank you for the light. So what you are supposed to do is look at all those things that you have there, and you're supposed to come up with something that you can tell your pathfinder, your master guide, or your adventurers. And you have 5 minutes to do it. With all the things that you have there, you're supposed to come up with a lesson for them. I also gave out some lesson plans. Yeah, we need some people over on table 7. Okay, cool. So these are books here. So this is table 3 with here. We need some people on table 3. We need some people on table 3. Okay. Are you guys I read some people on table 1. Ladies and gentlemen, again, you have some items. You're supposed to look at these items and design a program, an event that you're going to do for your master guides, your pathfinders, or your adventurers. It's all up to you. And you have 5 minutes. You can open the items. You can open them. You can open anything that is closed. You can open it, yes. And the people that have the puppet thing, there is a container with some puppets. You can quickly make some puppets.
Oh, so ito ang una. Sa praise sila. Tapos,
All right, we are done. Hello? Terminando? Is that the right word? Okay, guys. I want everybody to turn around, to stay right where you are, or turn around. Okay? All right. Now, silencio por favor. Muchas gracias. All right. All right. So, I want to know who is the bravest set of people I have here. I can tell you who is the bravest set of people over here. 10 people over there. They're so brave. All right, so come. So listen, guys, I want you to take note because when you go back to your churches, you can lose these things. Okay? All right, use the mic, please, and tell us what you're doing. Use the mic and tell us what you're us to. You can do that.
okay, so as we see our materials, we think of how we can utilize all of those so that in one set, with these materials given, they can, the adventurers or the pathfinders or even the master guides can utilize it. So the first station we made are the strips, bands. So color bands. We're thinking of, they're going to hide it, hide it on their legs, both legs. Yeah, both legs. And then they're going to run to the next station, and then get one sack. Yeah, you get one sack, take it out, get in this sack, run to the next station, to this, and then skip the rope and do the rope, and then let go of those 14 times, and then, no, you have to step. Step there, okay, and pass in there, and grab the color, grab one color of your string, your band, is also the color of that. At the end, you have to run to your goal, which is that yellow, the yellow one, the yellow badminton. That's the goal. So once you reach it, you got the points.
Okay,
That's how it is.
Nothing makes me tired. Guys, give them a round of applause. Tired? Okay. Guys. All right. So the ones behind me, they're next. You guys behind me, can you please come? Table 7, please come. Title.
We can explain.
Explain.
S'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît.
Merci beaucoup.
That's all I know. S'il vous plaît. Pipi. Okay. Pipi.
Okay, so number 7, our instrument roll. So, we're just gonna explain, the phone? Okay, so what we're gonna do, there's a game, basically, it's called Sword in Hand. We're gonna do musical Sword in Hand. So basically, what it is, you will have a couple of people maybe at the back of the church, like 2 teams. You would play a tune or play part of a song from the hymnal. The first person that gets what they get to move forward. So it's a fun AY activity. Get everybody engaged. Once that team is done, then you can have additional. Make sense? All right.
Okay, nice. Okay, good. All right, round of applause, round of applause. You know? You guys know?
Okay, so one more. Okay, you're gonna have to do it. Yes. Okay.
I wanna do it all the time.
So if you find the instrument breaks, then you up. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, Jesus loved me. Yes, Jesus loved me. Come on, sign up. Yes, Jesus loved me. The Bible let me see. Yay! We can't take another one. I'm so very sorry. Thank you very much. We got the idea. We got the idea. Did you get the idea? Yes. And it's a good way to do swords in hand, hymns in hand, whichever one you choose to do. All right. You guys over here, they're working with plants. Guys, pay attention over here. Please pay. Guys, are you listening? Okay, here we go.
All right, so we had quite a few ideas with our plans, and we kind of concluded with a parable of the sower and the seed. So we have our rocky area, our thorns, and then of course our plant area that has our different fruits, bearing fruits.
Wow. I love it. You done?
That was it.
Oh, wow. All right, but you see that? There's so many things that you could do to teach those lessons, and I love that. Somebody make sure you take pictures of that. Awesome. All right, next move quick. We don't have a lot of time. We need to move fast. Come. We're gonna, how much more time do we have? Do it from there. You can just start. Go ahead.
I'm from Trinidad. I can talk a little loud. So we had themes,
Yes.
and this was an example. So one activity that we spoke about was like a sip-and theme, where you can either have this hung up somewhere, and then you have all your participants, whether it's adventurers, pathfinders, even master guides, try to recreate this on their own while they interact with each other and give like stories or testimonies or stuff like that. Or you can just give them their Bible text, which I assume that if you're having a program, you want to expound on a Bible text. So you give them a scriptural focus and have them imagine what that would look like for them in the painting and artistic.
Lovely, lovely. Did you guys hear that? Give them a round of applause. Now you see that picture. Hold that picture back up for me, please. One of the Pathfinders in the Pathfinder Club that I was the director of, she painted that, and she painted that, and she didn't even know that this is the psalm that is my favorite, Psalms 46. And she's now a master guide in training, and this was at an auction, and I bought it. And I brought it home. She doesn't even know that I have it. One of these days, when she becomes a master guide, I'm gonna bring it back and show it to her. No, give it to her. It's mine. All right, come. What's going on with this group?
Yeah, we have a lot of art and craft here ideas. Okay.
Show them what you have. So we're going
Okay,
to.
we have some Play-Doh that we can give. The Play-Doh, not the Okay, with that one, we can teach the creation. When God created the man, we can just give to the little ones and show them how God created the man. They can just start to build a person, the head, the arms, and the legs, and then at the end they finish and they think about it, how God created a man. And with those clothespins, we have two ideas. The first one is that we can share this to the little ones or the pathfinders. And later for a prayer activity, we can just ask the ones that have the blue, the green, they can be the team, and they can be in teams, and they can pray together for different stuff like family, friends, the club, the needs. Or even as in the baby shower, we can give one to everyone that is in there, and the ones that are not, when they are not behaving properly, we can just go and pick from them, and the one that gets more, they can obviously get the prize that day. Then we have this one that we can just tell the story about that the Bible is like a lamp, a light, and in the middle of the night. And the last one, and with the balloons, we have another activity that this can be especially for pathfinders or master guides in training for a kind of a stressor activity that they can start to think if they have any worries, and they can start to blow and blow and blow. And when they finish, they tie it, and we can give them a safe pin, and then they can do a prayer saying that as this is disappearing, the same with the words.
Nice. Thank you very much. And one of the other things that they had was this box with to make puppets, right? And I'm going to give you guys this for yourselves. You can take that at home to your children, right? Awesome. All right, round of applause. Last but not least, there are two more. Quick. Pastor said, why we got the books? And while we're doing that, I just want to say, if you go to do a Pathfinder event or you go to do an adventure program, don't just preach at the children. They will hear you, but they won't hear you. Do activities so that they can stay alert and awake.
So we got books,
Yeah.
right? We got 2 Bibles, a devotional, and a book on paper craft and origami. Right? We have to figure out what to do. But the Word of God says that the Word is a lamp unto a path, right? So in order for us to know anything about this life and where to go, we must be in the Word of God, right? So what we understood is that when you buy a Bible brand new, right, it looks new and not used. And if it stays that way, then we have a problem. So we have to use the Word of God, right, for the Holy Spirit to be able to lead us. But then we also have this book on origami, and sometimes we get lost in life, and we don't know where to go. With origami, if you read any instructions in origami, it teaches us step by step. But the only way for us to see the bigger picture of what God is going to show to us in the end product is for us to follow it step by step. And the only way we can do that is to actually crease the pages of our Bible so that we can see the steps, and crease the paper so we can see the finished product that God has for us.
Amen. Now, I want you to hold up that black Bible. That black Bible is my Bible. So it look bad? You know what? I'm increasing it. I like that. All right, you guys done? Awesome. Next group, please. Give them a round of applause. Come on, guys. Oh, you have to talk on it. Yes. No. Habla es English. Poco.
Okay, they will use the puzzles.
Ok. Nosotros con tu cabeza. Nosotros esto lo vimos como cuando Dios creó la tierra.
Okay, this can be when God created this world.
Cuando Dios creó la tierra, estaba como este rompecabezas, desordenado.
Okay, when he created everything was a big mess of the puzzle.
Nosotros, cuando Dios creó la tierra, la ordenó.
Okay, then God ordered everything, and at the end, everything was put in together as a puzzle. Okay?
Este rompecabezas somos nosotros.
Okay, these puzzles can represent us.
Cuando nosotros dejamos que Dios tome nuestra vida,
When we let God to take control of our life,
Él nunca nos va a dejar.
He is never gonna let us like little pieces.
Nos va a colocar cada pieza en su lugar poco a poco,
Okay, He's gonna put every piece little by little
hasta que podamos ser transformados.
until we get transformed as Him.
Come on, give us And guess what? You guys get to keep the puzzle. Yes, you get to keep the puzzle. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, hola, hola. Please give everybody a round of applause. Did I miss anybody? All right, finally, you get a what do you call that? You did get you got these things. We can't go through that right now. That's for your own time and place, and you can color your Jesus, or you can let your children color that. Yes, I'm gonna give you a prize for already coloring it. I'm giving you a prize for already coloring it. Did anybody see I'm gonna give you a prize. No, yes, I'm gonna give you a prize. But listen, I showed you a lesson plan. You have a lesson plan. Show me your lesson plan, please. It's right on the chair. I gave you a lesson plan. Every time she has it behind you. Yes. Hold up that lesson plan for me. That lesson plan, I want you to use that lesson plan. Whenever you're going to teach honors or teach anything, use the lesson plan. It will help you to know what all the different things that you're going to use, the sound, the technology, the different storytelling ideas, and it will help you. Finally, Jesus is the light of the world, and we gave you all a light. You all got a strip. No? Okay, please give those all for me, please. And while you are getting this strip, you are getting something as it's not a trophy, but a medal, because you all participated. So everybody's getting a medal. Come on, Jasmine. Jasmine has the medals. And can you turn the lights off for us, please? Because we're going to break these, and then we're going to wave them to show that Jesus is the light of the world. Can you, let's see if they work. Do they work? They're going to dark? Okay, if you have a glow stick, please come this way. Everybody this way. This way. I want you to stand up like you were taking the picture this morning. Stand up like you were taking your picture this morning. If you got a glow stick, you can get more than one. We have enough. We have a lot, so you can get more than one. Please stand up like you were taking a picture this morning. Please stand up. Everybody, please get on the stage like we were taking the picture this morning. Okay, everybody please stand. Everybody please stand on the stage as if you're taking a picture with your glow stick in your hand. Pastor Martin, who's taking the picture? Where did Caleb go? Caleb, this is a lovely picture. Okay, nice. Come on, guys. Stand up. So we can read them. Read them into subjection. Please put on your medals. So now we're gonna sing, the candles. Your candle.
Where's Charles?
Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world.
It's because it's daytime.
Carry your candle right through the darkness. See how God helpless, confused and torn, confused and torn. Hold out your candle for all to see it. Take your candle, go light your world. Take your candle, go light your world. Thank you for participating. Please take your seats. We have one last presentation and we'll be done. Please have a seat. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Please have a seat. Please have a seat. Thank you. I keep falling in love.